Welcome to the Bold Book of the Day with Dr. Denise Nicholson, a show that is a central hub and safe space for authors to share their stories. The Bold Book with Dr. Denise begins now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bold Book of the Day. This podcast is for anyone looking for inspiration. Today we have Alyssa Monah. She is the author of Ugly Muffin. You guys remember the Ugly Muffin came out about 2 years ago? Well, Mona is here today and she's going to tell us all of the stuff that's been going on with her book and how you can get it and how you can stay in contact with her. So let's introduce Ms. Alyssa Monah. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. And thank you so much for creating a space for authors to just express themselves and teach people about what we want to share with everyone. So thank you for having me. My name is Alyssa Monah, but I go by Mona. I have a small cupcake business. I'm located in Mount Vernon, and my cupcake business inspired me to create my first children's book called The Ugly Muffin. So thank you for having me.
Mona, I remember when you came up with the idea, or we started to talk about how you wanted to create this book for children and how it's going to teach them a message in there. And you finally did that. When you came out with the book, I also noticed that you were invited to go to different schools to read. How has it been for you now as an author?
It's been an amazing trip. It's been very creative. I feel like authors, we create spaces for ourselves. Sometimes if they say somebody tells us no, we can't sign books somewhere, we create our own space. We collaborate with different businesses, we collaborate with schools, we make friends, we create our own community. And I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I meet so many different people on this journey.
So it's been a collaborative journey for you.
Has been, and I've learned so many other people are inspired. So many people have a story in them, so they want to know how to create books, and I just direct them to, the right people.
Yes, you do. Thank
Yes.
you so much for always sharing. We
Yes,
do get a lot of people come in and they say, I saw Mona here, I saw Mona there. And I'm like, this girl is everywhere.
that's it. Entrepreneur life.
Have you realized how impactful you have been to the community?
Yes and no, because sometimes I'm just in my head and I'm always thinking about my next move. So sometimes I have to like sit down, reflect. Okay, you really wrote a book, and sometimes family members write me letters, and they tell me how inspired they are. They let me know you're the first author in the family. I'm like, wow, that's a big deal. So, sometimes I sit down and I reflect. And when I reflect, I realize like what I'm doing. And it gives me the energy and the creativity to continue.
Yeah, you do a lot of work though, Mona, and I know you inspire a lot of people because when I met you at an event that you were putting together for other businesses. You're
Mhm.
always doing something, especially in your community. How do you keep up?
Well, I keep up by just showing up. I just sometimes I'm tired, and sometimes I feel drained, but just showing up and just making sure I'm in the right places. And if the
Mhm.
energy feels right, I'll stay there. If it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't feel authentic, you
Keep it
won't
moving.
see me. There was no other way to say it. When
Okay.
it feels good, I stay. That's it. So I'm showing up and doing things for my community. It feels good, So it's like,
Yeah.
there's no financial reward for that, and it's okay because it feels better than like finances. Like, I feel fulfilled.
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
are from Mount Vernon, New York. Okay.
Yes,
We
yes.
keep it real all the time. If you go
Mhm.
someplace and it's not happening or it's not authentic and the vibe is not right, we out here.
You
So,
gotta go.
yeah. Now, Mona, what has inspired you to become an author? I know you said you wanted to do it because of you had your baking company, but
Mhm.
what inspired you to write this message?
This message, okay. So I've always been a creative. I've always done things with my church. I've helped to write different skits for plays. I put things together. But this particular story, um, I was baking and one of my cupcakes didn't come out the way I liked. And it reminded me of my childhood where I wasn't really accepted. I I was like, an odd child. I was chubby. Everybody was skinny. I kind of got picked on. And just looking at that cupcake that I felt like didn't belong reminded me of my story. And it also reminded me of the classic story, The Ugly Duckling. So I kind
Mhm.
of fused those two together with little sprinkles of my childhood. And I came up with The Ugly Muffin. So,
What a
yeah.
beautiful story.
Hmm.
And I remember reading it to my grandchildren, and they loved it and they wanted more and they kept asking. And then you came up with more. You gave
Yeah,
them the coloring book.
that's what I did.
Great compilation. Now, if we wanted to if we ordered the book today, does it come together or do you have a bundle?
So I created a bundle.
Mm.
So if you want a signed copy of the coloring book and the hardcover book, you can reach out to me on my social media. I have an author page, author Alyssa Monah, and I have my cupcake page, Cupcakes by Mona. I'm active on both pages. So just reach out to me there, or you can email me at cupcakesbymona@gmail.com.
Beautiful. You heard it here. You know where to reach her. Now
Mm-hmm.
tell us, did this message exhaust you while you were writing it?
No, it felt like a healing. It was good. It did not exhaust me one bit. I just started thinking about myself as a child. I also started like doing like looking at pictures of myself, and I realized like you're actually beautiful. It's just like they just wasn't ready for me at the time.
Yes,
But
yes,
as you
yes.
get older, a lot of people accept you for who you are, and and that's just how it is. And the main character goes through that. She realizes in the story that she's beautiful, and she actually shares her her superpowers with everybody. So it's a win.
Wow. So if there is a little girl out there going through the same thing, what do you want to say to her?
I want her to just know in time she may not see it now, but she will see it soon, that she's special, she's beautiful. Yeah, and she has something to offer the world.
Yes, and
Yeah.
believe in yourself and believe in your
And
beauty.
yourself, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the times when we go through things, it's really not even about what people say to us, it's what
Mm-hmm.
we say to ourselves. Can you motivate yourself and inspire yourself to move forward, to believe in yourself, to just accept who you are and believe that you're valuable and you're worthy and you're beautiful just the way you are?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't accept what they say as the truth.
Don't accept it, because
That
if you
that
start to accept it, you repeat those negative things in
mhm.
your mind, and then what you say becomes the truth
Yes.
because
That's
that's what you're repeating.
yes, yes, yes.
So
Because
we're
we'll
not
manifest.
doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So tell me about the publishing process for you, because now you wrote the book, you had a beautiful time writing, it was healing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was the publishing part hard?
No. I had you. It was not hard. I was so thankful.
Yes.
I
Yes.
just basically, as I said, throughout my career, I just showed up. Um, it was perfect alignment that we met each other. It was perfect that I'm like, oh my gosh, I have the story in my head. And you said, Mona, you should write a cookbook. And I was like, I don't want to write a cookbook. I have the story. I want to get this out. And you were just, I love that you're so open minded. It's like you had a vision for me, but I was like, I already have this vision, and you were like, let's do it.
That's
Like, you're
right.
so encouraging, and I love
Yeah.
that.
You
Yeah,
still have a recipe book in you, honey.
yes, I do. Yes.
You have that because you're so talented and you have this great way of presenting things.
Hmm.
So it's not just about a cookbook or a
Hmm.
baker book. It's just that you have this beautiful way of presenting things, and people are attracted to that. So if you got it in you, put it out there.
Yes, that's what it is. So the publishing process was not hard. If anybody's interested and you want to live a soft life, an easy life.
What was the hardest part for you in this whole process from getting the book out of your head onto paper and then into the world?
You know what the hardest part was?
Hmm.
Trying to find my book signing outfit. I wanted to look so good. That was the
And you
hardest
did. Oh
part.
my
I
goodness.
was
That
like,
white
this book gotta
jumpsuit
eat,
was
honey.
killing
I
it.
gotta look good.
Yes. What am I going to wear? A girl
Yes.
of my own heart.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, how long was that process?
You said how long was the process of finding
Yeah,
the outfit?
finding the outfit.
Oh, I picked many, many outfits. It took a couple of months, and then it's good to have. So for the fashion girlies, it's good to have a few different outfits set up. So depending on how you feel that day, or if you're feeling bloated that day, you have something that makes you look more slim.
Uh-huh.
You have different options for how you're gonna feel that day. So yeah, and when you look good, you feel good. So
Yes,
to
yes.
my book signing feeling excellent. I had an amazing book signing team filled with a lot of my closest friends. We had merch.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. It
You
was
looked amazing. The backdrop was just so
come
amazing. Tell us
on.
about that day because I know there were a lot of children that came out
That's
with their
it.
parents or their parents took them out to support you. It
Yes.
was just a beautiful Wonderland-ish look.
Mhm.
Yeah, tell us about that.
So me, I just love colors and I just had all these ideas in my head. I pitched it to my friends and they said, let's do it. I had a section where kids were decorating cupcakes. First of all, when kids see cupcakes, sign them up 2 times, sign them up 3 times. They want to be there. So they were decorating cupcakes. Um, I had a friend that was like my manager. Her name is Shalane. She stayed on top of me. She said, okay, do a reading at this time. So we did several readings throughout the day so
Uh-huh.
that different people, if they came in different times, they could hear a reading.
Oh,
Yes. And then I signed books and it just was so fun. I just felt like yeah, my inner child came out. So we had balloons, we had cupcakes, my dad was playing music. It was just, it was like a family event. It was a family and community event. My whole church was there. It was just, yeah, a dream.
very nice. What do you think about so for the kid, that hear this message and they too want to write a book? What do you think about the power that it gives them as an author that
That,
you gain from becoming this author?
hmm I just, the power of being an author is like your words will always be here, even like after, I don't want to say after well, yeah, I could say it. Like after we leave, we still
A
have
100 years from now, when we're no
Yes,
longer
people will
here,
remember us
that
from
book will be there. Look how
yes,
beautiful. Hold it up, hold it up, hold it
do it again,
up. Okay.
do it
It's oh
again.
my goodness, illustrations pop in. The
Yes.
message is really great, wholesome message to
Mhm,
believe in yourself
mhm.
and just to love you how you are.
Yes,
It's
yes.
a wonderful contribution to the literary world. And I'm so proud of you because you trusted me and you held my hand and you put this really great work into this book to make it what it is.
Yeah.
You kind of set a path for the people around your in your sphere. And
Mhm.
many people, they dream of making a difference in their community, but they don't know where to start. But you did it. You
Yeah,
did it. How
yeah,
can you encourage people to just cut a path for others or do
yeah.
your own thing and let people follow?
Um, I just wanna say sometimes I don't know where to start. So I
Mm,
always, I even told myself today, all your ideas, write them down. When I write things down, somehow alignment happens.
mhm,
So I wrote down what I wanted to do. I didn't know where to go, and then I was connected with you. You
mhm.
had your book out already, and then you created a course and it just was so helpful. So honestly, anything you want to do, write it down and pray on it and
Mhm.
those connections will come. You will somehow be in the room with the right person at the right time, and things will come together, you know.
Mm,
And also do your research too. So it's
yeah.
like a great combination of research and alignment.
Hmm. I
Mhm.
really believe in the power of the pen.
Yes.
It's so magical, right?
Yes.
You start to think about what you want, you write things down, and
Mhm.
then all of a sudden, and maybe it's not even all of a sudden,
Mhm.
because like you said, things have to come in alignment.
Yeah.
But I do realize when I write things down,
Yes.
it comes true. So, guys, if you want anything this year, practice writing things down and
Yeah.
see how they come alive. Even if you have been dreaming of this thing for a long time, practice writing down what you want and see how maybe it won't be 2 minutes from now or 2 years from now, but one day it will come true.
Mm-hmm. And then you're just gonna be so amazed when you look back. You're like, oh my gosh, wow. So like it's so much power in that visualization, writing things down, praying, whatever you want to call it, however you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely works. And
Yes.
yeah.
The power of the pen, man.
Mhm.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Tell us about you. I know you talked about when you were young, how you didn't feel accepted. Tell us
Mhm.
about what made you this powerful, inspiring entrepreneur today.
As a little girl, I was very artsy. It's funny, I didn't really like to read a lot, but I
Hmm.
loved colors. I loved drawing. So that's how I spent my spare time, just drawing and stuff like that, and just living in my own world. Sometimes like I'll just be in my room just sketching and drawing things. So I always had like an amazing imagination.
Hmm.
And I think it's shining through my entrepreneurship. It kind of I don't draw as much anymore, but the
Hmm.
baking, when I do my cupcakes, the colors, how I arrange things, when I do my chocolate covered strawberries, that's still that little girl in my work.
Oh,
And
wow.
and I brought that little girl into my book. And my second book is going to be even more colorful. So I'm just like, embracing my inner child with my creativity. So
I
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
Who were your favorite people when you were a little girl?
My favorite people.
Yes.
Um, that's a hard question because I admire a lot of people. Definitely family members.
Hmm.
Mm, It's like my first one, my younger brother. That's like one of my best friends ever. And my cousins. I grew up really close with my female cousins. So
Hmm.
those are my favorite people. If you mean like who inspired me when I was younger,
No, who are your favorite people? You got the right answers. Your brother and your
my
cousins. Yeah.
family. Yeah,
My
yeah,
favorite person was my great grandmother Diddy. So
yeah. Oh
that was
yeah.
my favorite person when I was growing up.
Yes.
So I always like, not always, but I like to find out who
Mhm.
were your favorite people when you're young, because those people help you to become who you are today.
They do. They do. They
Hmm.
look at you like you're like a superstar. Like, hey, nobody like me,
They
but y'all like
believe in
me.
you.
No, like honestly, you could do no
Yeah.
wrong for our favorite people. We could do no wrong for them. So it's
Hmm.
their safe place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, who inspired you? Who, now that you're an adult, who have inspired you? Who are the top three people that inspires you?
Hard questions. Because it often changes. Oh, I don't know. Right now, it's like I'm like in my own bubble right now.
Mhm.
But who inspires me? I might have to come back to that question because yeah, it often changes. It does. It does.
Right, right. Because you're a creative and you're
Mhm.
always learning. And I know you're always doing research, you're always learning, you're always visiting places and conferences and, you
Yes.
know, pouring more into yourself. And I know
Mhm.
you have these master power moves that you make with others, like a master class or
Mhm.
master meetings that you do with others. So I know that you're constantly pouring into yourself.
Yes.
And it's important when you're a creative to gather from your community, not just be pouring. You
Mm,
know, you have to fill your cup too. So
definitely.
how do you fill your cup?
I fill my cup. I journal. Um, I journal a lot. I
Hmm.
try to make it a habit to do every morning. If I
Hmm.
skip morning, I just try to give myself extra time the next day. Make
Yes.
it, like super quiet. I make sure I don't speak a lot in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, I like to talk a lot, but I try not to talk in the morning. Like, try to
Why?
gather my thoughts. Try to gather my thoughts. I'm trying to be intentional about everything I'm doing. Just write with my writing, and I just make sure I write things down.
Are
Just
you meditating or just being
I
quiet?
meditate too. I do it separately. I journal, and then
Hmm.
when if I have extra time, I'll meditate. I'll do a 5 to 10 minute meditation.
Mm.
Meditation. Yeah. It's helpful. It's so helpful because like my mind, I have, as a creative, we have so many thoughts. So I just
Hmm.
try to quiet my mind. Yeah.
Now I hear it's ADHD because I thought
I
I was
know,
just
but
so creative and I just couldn't stop thinking about doing new things. But
yeah,
I'm listening to people now and they're like, oh, that's ADHD. And I'm like, oh, is that
maybe
me?
it is.
Because
But
if
maybe
it
all
is,
creatives have ADHD. But
well, listen,
I
if
kind
it
of like mine.
is, I like mine.
Don't fix me.
Nope. I like having to,
Yes.
to start new things, to be able to think new things, and
Yeah.
it's constantly. Sometimes I have to quiet myself, and
Yes.
that's probably why you do that in the morning, right? To
Hmm.
just quiet yourself so that
Yeah.
you can really relax.
Yes.
But I find when I quiet myself, I get more creative.
Mm. That's good though.
Yes.
And that's the
Hmm.
writing comes like so that's why I like if it's too much like creativity coming at once, instead of getting like too excited, I'll write it down so that like I could come back to it. Cause sometimes like the ideas come and then if you don't pay attention to it, it feels like it disappears and then where does it
Yes.
go? Where does it go? Now you lost it. So that's why I encourage people to write things down. I encourage all my friends to write things down, especially when like all the ideas are coming and you feel like you don't know where to start.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have a notebook. I have, where's my
Mhm.
notebook? I have a notebook and I have this notebook. I have a notebook every single year, but when I read, I
Mhm.
take notes in there. I take the book with me everywhere so that when I come up with something, I grab
Mhm.
my book and I just write it down because if
Yes.
I don't do that,
That's it.
it's
It's
gone.
on.
It's
Does it go
gone.
to somebody else? Where does it go? We don't
I
know.
don't know because it'd be so good. Wouldn't mind if it go to somebody else because it's so good.
It's so
Some
good.
yeah, but it's out of my head if I don't write it down because
Yes.
more things are coming and I guess that's why we are creatives, why we have to quiet our minds, why we have to find time to pour into ourselves because if we're constantly giving and constantly creating,
Mhm.
you're putting out. So you have to put back in. You have
Mhm.
to fill your cup
That's
so
right.
that you can give from a full cup.
Mhm. See, you get me.
I get you. I always did. Okay.
Yes.
That's why we click. That's
Yeah.
why we always have this vibe. And when we come together and have conversations, we come up with more great things. You've
Mhm.
always been in the background helping me to do things. I remember the first time I did Quantum Weekend, you were like, let's do this, let's do
Yes.
that. And yeah, and Quantum Weekend, we're coming up to our fourth Quantum Weekend, and we just started that a few years ago. And
Yes.
already we have, so many different variations. We have Quantum Weekend and we have Quantum Leap, where we leap across the world and go to a different place. And
What?
then, Quantum Weekend, where we work on ourselves and be great. Okay.
Mhm.
Show
Mhm.
people the best versions of ourselves. So
Yeah.
you've always, always, always been there for me. And I appreciate you.
Mhm.
And I like the fact that you're so much younger. She's a baby, guys. Okay.
Am I?
Yes, you are compared to me. Compared to me.
Oh my gosh.
And when we come together, the difference in age is really like nothing because you're so mature and you have so much to bring to the table and you listen.
Mhm.
I love it
Yeah.
because when we after our meetings, we come
Mhm.
out with such great ideas,
Yes.
and I guess is because you're very um not just creative, but you're very intentional about every single thing that you put out there. And
Yeah.
if you're collaborating with someone, you're equally invested as they are. And I love that. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And I'm so excited for quantum and the quantum weekend that's coming up. Oh, now
Ooh!
I gotta think about my outfit again for the blue brunch.
Yes, so my dresses came for the weekend. I'm
Oh my god.
excited.
I'm
Can't
excited.
wait.
I already
Yeah.
I already know how you're gonna like I feel like I know how you're gonna look. So I have a vision. But I know you're still gonna surprise me. So
Okay. Tell
I'm ready.
me if you're surprised when you see the look, okay?
I'm
Because
here for
it's
surprises.
gonna be a look.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, because this is our first year. We're going to be giving out the Book of the Year, the Bold Book of the Year award. And
Yeah.
so think
Oh my god.
Oscars.
Come on.
Okay,
It's
people.
everything.
It's everything.
We're gonna be so fabulous. Oh my
We
god.
are. And it's nice to create a space where authors can come and celebrate their
Mm-hmm.
greatness, their
Yeah.
creativity. And you
Mhm.
don't need someone, to give you that. Let's say I have to approve of you going to get an award, or I have to approve of you celebrating your greatness and celebrating your authorship. It's really beautiful to create those spaces for the people in our community. So I just want to be the one to say, you guys are great and you are awesome.
We're giving each other flowers. It's so
Hmm.
good. It's like, and the thing is, it's so many different genres. So it's like we have children's book, we have self-help books, we have poets. So
Yes.
it's like a amazing community with so many different genres
Yeah,
and
so where do you fit in? Where you can fit in where you fit in. And if you
yeah,
can come up with a new genre, listen, we
yeah,
have space for you too.
yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. This
I'm,
is amazing.
and I'm excited about your next book, Mona. Tell us about the next book also, because I mean, not too much about it, just a little hint about it, and so that we can get our minds prepared because we know we have to wrap ourselves around the greatness that you bring. Come on now.
So my next book is we're still going to be bakery inspired, of course. 'Cause
Okay.
that's a part of me. And it's about should I even tell them what it's about?
Nope, just give us a little bit, like, if it's going to be something similar to the Ugly Muffin.
So it's not similar to the Ugly Muffin, but it's gonna be more about the person who created the Ugly Muffin. So it's gonna be from the baker's perspective.
Okay.
So we're gonna give you a different angle. It's gonna be a
Okay.
I have a slightly different writing style because I want younger children to be able to read the story to help them learn how to read and digest the
Mhm.
story. Yeah, so it's gonna be from a different perspective.
Like not a sequel, but a sequel.
In a way, yes. You're gonna kind of know you're gonna know the person who made the main character of the Ugly Muffin. So it's the baker. Her name is Issa, which
Ah,
strong-willed, and she is the one who makes the cupcake from
I like it. I
yeah.
like that it's from a human perspective
Yes.
and not the cupcakes perspective this
Hmm.
time around.
Yes.
Ooh, ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh, ooh.
So
It's
then the
gonna
third book, we never know if we're gonna go cupcake, human. We don't know.
Ooh, because you're constantly thinking of new ideas. Okay. I know
Always.
you. I know, I know, I know.
Yeah.
What on earth are you going to do when you are you're making cupcakes, you're an author and creating books. How are you gonna merge these things?
I feel like it's so easy to merge
Okay.
because people just gravitate to the colors, the story. I could do like a you know how people do sip and paint. Maybe I do a read and bake or it's pretty. I feel like it's easy to put together. I just gotta write it down and create these packages. But
Yeah.
yeah, like it always goes well together because when you're reading, you want something to eat, so you'll get like a mini cupcake or
Hmm.
yeah. So
I'm thinking, so is it like one day we'll be able to walk into the Ugly Muffin bakery
Ooh,
and get a book at
come
the
on.
same time like we do at some other places?
Yeah, you
I
got my
mean,
wheels turning. We got to talk
oh,
after this.
okay, okay. Because you know how we all go to Starbucks, right?
Yes.
And when you go to Starbucks, you're working, but you could be reading and grabbing your
Yeah.
cupcakes and coffee, guys,
Love
at
it.
Mona's Bakery.
Come on. See, you see how you just made that connection? So I feel like with
Yes.
it's I feel like sky's the limit.
Hmm.
Need different ways I could tell a story or different ways I could be creative with this. The characters are very lively. So, yeah, I could just do so much with it.
Yes, you just are always amazing. You're just always doing so great, and I just love it. So I can see that for you, and I'm ready. Listen, I'm ready for the opening. I'm ready to
Yes,
come through.
yes.
Now we have the idea. Let's just do it. Let's just
Let's
make
just
it
do
happen.
it. That's
And
what
it
we
will,
do. Make things
yes,
happen.
yes, we'll do a big book signing slash
Mm,
opening.
mm-hmm. Yes.
Man, and your book launch was so beautiful. Every single time you showed up somewhere, I'm like, oh my god, this is gorgeous. Like, how do you take all these things with you? It's always a great backdrop, always the table looking fancy schmancy and colorful
Mhm.
and bright. It's
Yes.
just always well done up. And I
Yes.
love that about you, that you bring the party and you bring the flavor.
Yes. That's what it's all about. I just keep seeing things in my head. I just want it to be bright. I don't want it to be I want to spread joy with the colors.
Yeah,
I I,
that's what
I
I
was
get.
very yeah, I was
It's
very
giving joy when I come
yes,
up in your stuff. Like,
yeah,
okay, it's just bright and beautiful
yeah.
and happy.
Yes. Yes. That's what I want to share with everybody. Even if they can't I was like, you can't eat a cupcake? Okay, do you like a book? So,
Aww.
because some people can't eat certain things. So
Mm.
you'll be able to enjoy it through the book or
Oh, that
you
is
know,
thoughtful.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And see how you think of that, because
Mhm.
you're thinking about the people that they just can't do it. They can't eat a
Mhm.
cupcake for whatever medical reasons or whatever reasons.
Oh,
They just can't do it.
mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So get a book.
Yeah, get a book, or if you can't get the book, maybe just look through it, take a picture with us, just everything. I just want it to be bright because I know not every day is a good day for somebody. So, just if we're bright, bubbly, it could, change somebody's day. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Guys, if you want to have a brighter day, head over to Mona's Instagram. Oh my goodness. The cupcakes are going to just, they're going to bring joy.
Yes,
Yes. And
yeah.
I can't wait to get some of those cupcakes. I know I'm getting some for Quantum
Oh yeah. Oh
Weekend.
yeah.
Yes.
Meet us at the Blue Brunch.
Okay. Now, Mona, I know you have a little oomph in your cupcakes.
So I do make cupcakes for adults as well.
I love them. Oh
This
my
is
goodness.
so I sometimes make cupcakes with a little shot of Bailey's, a little happy. I spice it up a little, after work, you need a little pick me up.
It's
There
good.
you go.
It
You
is
get sugar
so
in your shot.
good. Yeah. Bailey's is my favorite drink. And so I love the cupcakes of Bailey's. Guys, this is the adult part of the show.
That's right.
But
Yes.
she not only write children's book, she create cupcakes and cupcakes for adults.
Adults, yeah.
Yes. So
Mhm.
head over to the page if you want something to brighten your day. Head over to the page. But if you really want something to lift your spirits,
I like how you did that. I like that. I love
order
it.
some adult cupcakes. It's so
Yes.
great. Where can these people find you on Instagram?
So I'm Cupcakes by Mona. My last name, well, Mona's my last name is spelled Monah. Don't forget the
Mhm,
H. And you're gonna see a pink logo. My logo is a pink cupcake and a
mhm.
crown, so you'll know it's me.
It
Hmm.
looks very extra, guys. It will brighten up your day. Trust me.
Yes,
Yeah. So get on over there, guys, and just enjoy the
yes,
view. And Mona, it's so wonderful to have you here to talk about all the things that you've done and all the things that you're doing and what inspired you. I know that you're busy, and I just want to take a little bit more of your time. There are three questions that I love to ask all of my guests, and I would like to ask you those questions.
Okay.
So let's get the questions. I should know these questions out of my heart by now, right? So, what's one bold promise that you can share with your audience?
Okay, so one bold promise that I could share with my audience, I wrote it down. I said, if you promise to make it a habit to work towards your dreams daily,
Uh huh.
I promise you that there'll be no limit to what you can accomplish.
Mm,
Yes, you're
that's
actually
a
going
good
to
one.
surprise yourself. You're going to surprise yourself.
Yes, because you're working on your dreams daily.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, what's a bold statement you can share with your audience that will cause a paradigm shift?
Okay. Wait, say it one more time.
What's a bold statement you can share with your audience that will cause a paradigm shift?
Okay. What bold statement? Um, my bold statement that can create a paradigm shift is to practice gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
As practicing gratitude, as I said, throughout I journal. So I practice my gratitude through journaling,
Mm-hmm.
and then go forward and be intentional with your days. So practice gratitude and then set an intention for your day. Make it an intention, make it something that is attainable for the day. Don't go too crazy. Just like, okay, I'm going to read a chapter of this book today. I'm going to reach out
Mm-hmm.
to a friend today. And then I also said, make sure you ask God for the help that you need to become the person you want to become. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so the gratitude and the journaling is super, super important.
So set gratitude and
Mhm.
accomplishable goals that will help you to become the best version of yourself.
Yeah,
Oh, I love it.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
all right, one more. What's a bold move that you'd like to make in the future?
So I have a lot of bold moves that I want to make in the future,
Uh-huh.
but I'm going to keep it a secret from my
Ooh,
audience.
for now.
For
Mm-hmm.
now, I just want you guys to stay tuned and I'll pop up anywhere. So you never know where I'll be, but I'll definitely be at Quantum Weekend. I could really, reveal my bold move there.
You heard that. Her bold
Yeah.
move. She's coming to Quantum Weekend, and that's March
Yes.
22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
We there.
Okay, we
Yes.
outside.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Is there any message that you have in your heart that you'd like to share with the world today?
My message just in my heart is just continue showing up. Just make sure continue being in the right rooms,
Yes.
and just show up and be fabulous.
Yes. Don't
Yeah,
forget to
yeah.
be fabulous.
Don't
Show up
forget to be
and be
fabulous.
fabulous. I
Yes.
love it. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you so much for sharing your time and your space with
Yeah.
me. I really love having a conversation with you. I wish you all the best. You're doing so well. Continue to pave the way for people that are, creatives and entrepreneurs. As young as you are, you're still out there pushing it and doing it, and I admire you. Keep doing it because you're making a difference in the world, and the more you show up and the more you do, the more people that they may not say anything to you, but they're
Yeah.
watching you and they're
Yeah.
seeing that you're being bold and you're making moves, and it's inspiring for them to be bold and make those moves. So keep being you, girl.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for being you. Thank you for being bold. Thank you for this opportunity. This was awesome. Yeah.
My pleasure. All right, bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us for the Bold Book of the Day with Dr. Denise Nicholson, a central hub and a safe space for authors to share their stories. Follow Dr. Denise on Facebook and Instagram at Denise Nicholson or go to denisenicholson.com. Remember, no one can share your story better than you.